This is CAF TV. Welcome, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, bringing you all the action from the Canadian Academy of Football. On the agenda today, the girls make their first appearance of the season. In the highlights, we've got an under 15 tilt for you. Also, Josh Bill of ADP Academy will join me here in the studio to talk about his program. And later on, I'm going to have a feature on one of the best young players in the province of Ontario, Jinga Academy's Logan Wright. That's coming up later. But first, let's get to those Sport Check match day highlights. And as mentioned, the girls made their first appearance in the highlights this season. Each year, CAF has been expanding the number of girls teams in the program, and we've got a tilt between SSE and CAP Academy to lead things off. Match day highlights now brought to you by Sport Check. What are you sweating for? It was pretty much all CAP all the time on Saturday. Already up 1-0 in the first half. Megan Brandt leaves a defender in the dust, picks the short side past Alexa Figliano. Moments later, they were back at it. Scramble in the box. It pops to Silvana Flores, who knocks it home 3-0 for the girls from Guelph. Then Flores gives it a ride from the top of the 18-yard box. Looks good, but just skims the top of the bar. Even though they got bombed, SSE keeper Alexa Figliano had a game. Here she makes two huge stops on CAP players from point-blank range. Great goalkeeping from the SSE ball stopper. CAP, they were just too good though on this day. Liz Manning charges down the wing. She's going to find Sean Milligan out front, who ultimately ends up poking the ball past Figliano. 4-0 CAP Academy. And we're still in the first half. Then, like a broken record, it's Manning to Milligan once again, but Figliano won't be denied this time. She sprawls to make another nice stop. But then it's Flores going to work once again. She wasn't going to let that pesky crossbar deny her a second time as she floats a beauty in from way out there. 5-0 CAP Academy. After a few nice setups, Liz Manning decides to try to get in on the scoring action herself, but one-timer flies over the top of the cage. Then it's Figliano showing off a glove hand that would make Carey Price proud, flashing the leather to deny CAP another goal. On to the second half we go. I wish I could tell you it got better for SSE. Alas, it did not. But Figliano continued to be a bright spot, pulling off another nice stop on McKenna. As bad as the final score was, it would have been a heck of a lot worse if not for the heroics of Figliano. 9-0 CAP is your final, fully in control over SSE on this day. On to the under 16 boys now. Brampton Elite taking on BRI. Now, it's been a tough season for BRI thus far, with just one win on the campaign, and things got no easier for them on Saturday against a strong Brampton squad. Brampton Elite were led by Jolando Sinclair, who was everywhere against BRI. Early first half, he turns them inside out, smokes it just wide of the post, though. He wouldn't be denied the next time, however. Picks up the pass, does a little tap dancing in the box here, and nice footwork. Slides it home to make it 1-0 Brampton Elite after 8 minutes of play. Jolando on the attack again. Look at this move. Ooh, nice. Unfortunately, the build-up is awesome. The finish, not so much this time. Still 1-0. Just before the half, Elite are pressing. Jovan Growal gets inside, but Tyler Jackson sticks out the leg to make a huge stop and keep it a one-goal game. BRI didn't get a ton of chances, but this was a good one. Andre Williams charges in, feeds it out front, just out of the reach of his teammate, though. On to the second half of play we go, and this is where Brampton really breaks it open. Jolando Sinclair, big surprise, pokes it home for his second of the game, and it's 2-0 Brampton Elite. And then Brandon Villar manages to shake off the defender here, and he ends up going short side on Jackson, who probably wouldn't mind having another crack at that one. Or maybe this one too. Brampton corner kick floats it just over the head of Jackson into the far corner, and it's 4-0 B-Town. Then it's Villar centering for Chris Lucky, who uses his thigh. Hey, when it's going your way, they all seem to go in. BRI actually managed to get two back, but Brampton added one more as well for the convincing win. Sinclair leading the way for Elite and a whole boatload of great chances. 5-2 Brampton Elite is your final.
One ball each. Okay, one ball per line. know we seem tired today, but we've got to switch on. Right? We've got a big game today, we've got to switch on. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back to CAF TV. To the under 14 group, we had now ADP taking on Jupiter Academy. Now this was a titanic tilt. Both squads have dominated the under 14 group this year, and as it turned out, the encounter definitely lived up to the hype. Another scorcher from Memorial Park in Streetsville, over 30 degrees on the pitch, but the boys put on a show. Jupiter's Jake Kelly absolutely lowers the boom here, hammers it past Joey Hayworth to make it 1-0 for the boys in black after 22 minutes of play. 10 minutes later, it's Ante Mislenovic getting in on the fun. He sees Hayworth cheating off his line a bit, and he makes him pay. 2-0 Jupiter after 32 minutes of play. Just before the half, though, Hayworth makes amends, coming up big to deny Jake Kelly not once, but, wait for it, twice. Nice stops, and it's still 2-0. On to the second half of play we go. ADP come oh so close. How they missed this one, still a mystery. Jack Walsh crosses for Jay Higgins, and ouch. Look at his reaction. Even he can't believe he missed that one. Then Higgins tries it himself, squeaks one past the Jupiter keeper, but dribbles it just wide of the far post. Jupiter pads their lead in the 57th minute. An unnamed player catches Hayworth in no man's land and casually just floats it up over and in to make it 3-0 Jupiter. But then ADP starts to turn it on. Jay Higgins, he wasn't about to miss this one. There was some mustard on that shot. ADP cut the lead to 3-1. And Hayworth became a rock back there. First, he stopped star sniper Jake Kelly with a nice save right there. Then moments later, he absolutely victimizes Kelly again on the breakaway. That is a huge stop by the young ADP keeper. Then the boys in white make it a dramatic finish. Harry Tibbetts floats it in and keeps floating right into the back of the net. We're going to give Harry the benefit of the doubt and say he planned it that way. Nice goal. That's as close as they'd come, though. 3-2 final. ADP had the balance of play, but as Zach Fiore describes it, Jupiter were happy to let them come, then counterattack when the moment was right.
Yeah, I think we sit back deep and we counter because we have some fast players, and that's how we score most of our goals, and that's just the way we play our game. Well, I think we started off like not the best. It's pretty hot out right now, and we were missing some good players, but we played pretty well and we ended up winning, so that's what matters.
And we take a look now at the Yogurty Supergroup standings. This, of course, is as of August 7th. Epic and GCS tied in first place. However, take a look. Epic has played 3 less games. Tied for third, Burlington and Dragon Force with 12 points each. Then Cap Academy with 9 points. They have a game to make up as well. And Jenga in the basement, 1 win on the season so far, just 3 points. Upcoming games, Sunday, August 9th, the schedule resumes. Dragon Force Burlington at 10. Cap Epic at noon. GCS Jenga at 2. Note the location. It's at Centennial Stadium, not Esther Shiner, on August 9th. And remember, CAFsoccer.com for all the latest news, stats, and standings. Welcome back to CAF TV. Sebastian Javansky joined in the studio now by 2 members of the ADP Academy. We've got Josh Bill and, I'm going to try, Janko Delisimunovic. I got it?
Yep.
It's only because I wrote it out phonetically so that I knew how to spell it properly. Guys, welcome to the studio. So we've actually filmed you guys quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, a few of your games. I was there filming you on Sunday, the under-14s. You were actually in Ottawa for that. You missed that game. But good game. They actually played really well. They lost 3-2. But did you get a report on how the team played?
Yeah, no, we had the coaches report back to us, and had some really good feedback. Unfortunately, with it being the long weekend, we were struggling for numbers there, so we had to put a 10-man team out.
Right.
And the boys' work ethic and the boys' work rate and possession base has got them back into the game.
Yeah, they actually played. You guys had the majority of the possession. They just counter-attacked very well, and you guys almost made it back from 3-0. So it was impressive. And Janko, I'm not even going to say your last name. I got it once, and that's good enough. But one of your star players here on the under-16 team, correct? So, what does this guy bring to the field?
Janko, I like to describe him as old school English centre back. You know, the old John Terry, Rio Ferdinand. No messing around, no nonsense centre back. He's my captain.
Yep.
So he's a leader on the field, a leader off the field, and he's someone to rely on back there. You know, he plays our game perfectly. He plays the offside trap perfectly.
Well done,
you know, and he moves the ball around really nicely.
And how has ADP helped your game? Do you feel it's helped you a lot?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. In what way? In what respect? Give us a couple of areas where you think you've improved a lot.
Before I didn't usually play center back,
Right.
and I was a left back, and then he moved me into center back, and there I've played really well and enjoyed my game a lot more.
Enjoyed the game, and he obviously brings a lot to the field every single time. He's one of the up-and-comers, you'd say, that you've seen in the area for soccer?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
We had to, when he first came in, we had to tweak his play a little bit. But now we actually have him playing football, so he can play out
Actually
from the
playing
back.
football, that's good.
we have him playing out from the back and looking to keep possession and looking to initiate the attacks.
We're going to talk more about Janko and what he brings in the ADP Academy when we come back from this commercial break. More CAF TV in just a second. Welcome back to CAF TV. Alex Bastivansky joined in the studio by members of the ADP Academy. We've got Josh Bill, the owner and director, and Janko Delisimunovic. Second time I got it right? Yep. I'm pretty proud of myself. His family probably wants to kill me at this point, but I'm doing as best I can here with a last name like that. So let's talk about your background, because you've had some significant playing experience that you've now brought to Canada. But let's start with your background and where you played, and it's pretty interesting.
Thank you. Well, I was really lucky as a younger player to have the opportunity to play at some of the top clubs. From a young age, I've been involved with Man City, Manchester City, and then from an older age group, I was in and around the Stoke City teams. And then I actually got moved out to Wolverhampton, which I played for most of the time. And then I took a bad injury, which had to stop me from playing,
Right.
and then I had to move down to a local team which is based in Stoke City, which is called Rochester FC, which then I played there.
And played there. And then how did this start up then with ADP? Why come to Canada, and what's the story behind that?
Yeah. Well, I was lucky enough to have an opportunity here. I know some friends here who we keep in contact about how great of a place and how much of an opportunity there is to bring a good soccer program over here. As everybody can see, the Canadian soccer is missing out on a couple of things. So being able to bring the academy and bring my experience and bring all the other coaches' experience here, we really want to make a difference in the development of Canadian football.
What's it like having him as a coach, and not just Josh, because you mentioned your coaching staff, quite a few of the guys have played professional from your staff. But what's it like having him as a coach? And you can tell he's got the experience.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a great experience.
Yeah.
Even though he's a young guy, you learn so much from him. Every training, every game, just something new every single time.
Yep. Training then. So let's talk about training, for example. What sort of, I've asked pretty much every club I've had on there, describe like an average week. So what would like an average week be like for an ADP Academy player in terms of training? How many times would you guys train? How many games would you play?
Yeah. We have the boys in 3 times a week with a game at the weekend. Each training practice is an hour and a half. That's an hour and a half purely on the ball, technical practices. We find it very important that we keep the intensity, a high intensity in every practice, which we're trying to create a good environment to all the players to come and enjoy and being able to learn, you know, through the high intensity and through the quality of the coaches that we try and provide.
Right. And when you came to Canada, what did you notice about Canadian soccer? I mean, you mentioned a couple of things, but what are some of the main things that you bring with your background and your experience that you'd like to help Canada change about the way we approach football and train our players?
Well, we play the European style of play. We like to keep possession. We keep the ball and we work it up from the field, and that's why we have players like Janko in our team who is not just the old school centre back who heads it and looks to get out and push out. We're now looking for him to bring that ball down and play it out from the back, which we have been doing for the last year, and it's actually been quite successful for us. And you can see a lot of the boys, they keep possession and they move the ball really well.
Janko, very accomplished player. You've given me notes on some of the stuff they've done, which I'm reading from here, but captain for the Kiel Cub, won the Needham tournament in Boston, Massachusetts, played against elite clubs in Croatia, and now we'll be going to England at the end of the month as well. So talk about that and what it is you're going to be doing and which clubs you're going to be checking out then.
Oh, I'm not sure.
You know more about this than he does?
We don't want to tell him too early because his head gets a little bit
bigger. I see, okay. But
so obviously being part of ADP, we have connections all across Europe from my old playing days and coaching days over there. So we had the phone call and a club's looking for a decent centre back. And Janko's work ethic, attitude to training, his development has been unreal. So we saw the opportunity and we want to send him there. And you know, I would love to have him back, but I don't think we'd get him back. I think we're sending him on the understanding that he's going to get signed over there.
Right,
so.
but this is one of the main goals, isn't it? Is you want to put them through to that higher level, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that ADP stands for Advanced Development Pathway,
right.
So we want to pursue every player's pathway, whether that's going over to Europe through to one of our connections, or going over to the States for a scholarship, or even for the lower league players who can move up from house league and get into an academy team. So we just want to pursue every player's pathway. Right,
and is this something the other players on your team have noticed as well and are striving towards, obviously? I mean, they must be excited for you and to hopefully have that opportunity themselves.
Not a lot of them know, but like I've told a couple of my good friends.
Wait till they hear.
Yeah.
That's
they're proud of me and they say I deserve it, and it's good.
Right.
I'm happy that they have my back and they're helping me.
Excellent. So, okay, we should stress, first of all, where are you located out of? It's Oakville?
We train out to Oakville and Mississauga.
Oakville, Mississauga, but you draw players from all over, basically?
Yeah, we have some players traveling 2 hours to come to practice.
Wow.
So we do draw a lot of players.
So you know you got a good thing going on when you're tracking from so long. So if people want to find out more about it, adpsoccer.com is the place to go to.
That's right.
For people to check it out, guys. Thanks so much for being here, and we're going to have you back to find out how it goes at the end of the month. So hopefully we get you back. Actually, that's selfishly because hopefully you stay there, but we'll definitely check up on your progress, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
us.
Okay, more CAF TV coming up in just a second. Welcome back to CAF TV. Well, unquestionably one of the top players in the under-14 supergroup this year has been Jinga's Logan Reich. The 13-year-old has shown off a dazzling offensive arsenal in addition to attention to detail in all other areas of the game as well, attributes that certainly put a smile on the face of Jinga head coach Kevin DeSerpa. Logan Reich, this week's player profile, brought to you by Leica Sports. Leica, your passion, our commitment. Logan Reich has been the main man for Jenga this season. About that, there can be no debate. The 13-year-old striker leads the team in goals and brings a variety of talents to the pitch each game. He's a player who likes to lead by example.
I feel like I bring confidence to the team. Like, if we're going down, I feel like I can motivate the team by playing harder. So if I play harder, then another person's going to play harder, and then it'll just be a chain until everybody starts playing hard, and then we can play hard as a team and win the game.
He's a type of player that where I have him on the field, I can count on him at all moments to receive the ball, to find other players, to finish the game. Definitely, he's one that his skill level is ahead of his time. His touch, his shooting, he can shoot with both feet, dribble with both feet. He can control the ball with both feet. So the type of player he comes into the field as a type of player where he's a leader and someone where I can count on for sure.
One thing that makes Logan so dangerous is his passing ability, something that's been honed since a very young age and away from the pitch as well.
Because every day, most of the time, I would always go out with my dad, and we would just stand about 30 yards apart and just pass it back and forth constantly. until the pass was like perfect, maybe 50 times out of 51 or say.
Logan's passing. Logan's passing, he's the type of kid where he sees things already 2 steps ahead. So his imagination and his creativity to play those passes that other kids don't see, it's there on the money almost every time.
Reich's scoring touch has to be seen to be believed. One of CAF's top snipers, he's scored numerous highlight reel goals for Jinga over the years.
I've developed shooting in many different ways because I'm out on the field all the time. Kevin's given me different ways to shoot the ball, and I would thrive to be able to be as good as he has at shooting that particular way. And I would just use it in a game situation.
Last year, Logan, he blew up and scored 45 goals, including scoring 6 goals in Spain in a tournament where we played against Sevilla and some other great Spanish teams. Last year, he scored 45 goals, so it's in him to score goals. Around the net, he's very dangerous. He loves to score goals. He's very tricky, and he can definitely do some damage to other teams.
For Jinga's Kevin DeSerpa, having a pupil such as Logan Reich is a coach's dream come true.
I love coaching players that want to really play, who have the determination to show themselves, to show their game on the field every single time they step on the field. And Logan is one of those players. He wants to show you, he's determined, he wants to have results, he wants to score a goal, he wants to play his partner in for the goal. So winning mentality definitely is on Logan's side.
Okay, time for the CAF Countdown, the top 5 plays of the week brought to you by Focus Integrative Therapy. Focus, dedicated to your ongoing health and wellness. Number 5, SSC's Alexa Figliano was battered and bruised by the end of this game, but she pulled off 2 massive saves from in close against CAF. Number 4, BRI's Tyler Jackson himself saw a lot of leather on Saturday. He shows off the quick reflexes to deny Brampton's Jovan Greywell. Number 3, boy, the keepers had some big saves this week. ADP's Joey Hayworth with the complete and utter robbery of Jake Kelly from Jupiter. Great save. Number 2, Caps Sylvester Flores dials long distance and floats it up, over, and in. One of 3 she notched for her squad on Saturday. And the number 1 player of the week, Jake Kelly of Jupiter, lowers the boom against ADP. I think he made the smacked it so hard. Definitely worthy of our Focus Integrative Play of the Week and our Player of the Week from CAF, brought to you by Phillips Moving and Storage. Phillips, we will get you there. And this week, it has to be Brampton Elite's Jolando Sinclair. 2 goals against BRI, plenty of fancy footwork, and honestly, I lost count of how many plays he set up. Sinclair was a terror all day, constantly keeping defenders on their toes. Jolando Sinclair, the Phillips Moving and Storage Player of the Week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. Just remember, though, there's lots of different ways you can keep up to date with all the age groups of the Canadian Academy of Football. Head to the league website at capsoccer.com or check us out on Twitter at CAF_football. And you can also take a look at our Facebook page as well. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll see you next week for more CAF TV.